Just wrapped up a new read. It has me informed and infuriated. So this one is called The Color of Law, a forgotten history of how our government segregated America. It's by Richard Rothstein. What made this book so interesting to me is that growing up in New Orleans, we live in a very segregated city. Even in 2020, we have black neighborhoods and we have white neighborhoods. In general, we of course have some mixed neighborhoods. I see people quick to condemn a neighborhood as not desirable or crime-ridden or run down. I don't often see people questioning why. People will say things like, well, white people just tend to make more money, and since they have higher incomes, then they can afford the better houses in the better neighborhoods. Well, why do they tend to make more money? Ever looked around your city and wondered why you still have predominantly white and predominantly black neighborhoods? This book has the answer. And in this book, Rothstein spends 200 pages making a very compelling argument. He says that as a society, we tend to view racial segregation as a personal choice. We believe that people who look like each other just want to live around each other. And so when we see segregated neighborhoods, it's just by accident. He says that racial segregation is not by accident. It is not based on personal choice. It is, in fact, because our government at the local, state, and federal level put policies in place that force blacks and whites to live apart. Not just one policy enacted by the government over a small period of time. He takes us through so many examples. He talks about how black World War II veterans were not given the same access to housing loans as white veterans were. He talks about an FHA program that was meant to move white people into single-family homes in out of urban areas. He also talks about the violence that black families who tried to move into mostly white communities experienced without intervention from the police. Whenever I am involved with or overhear conversations about poor black neighborhoods, someone inevitably always says, we have to do better. And this book addresses that thought. We have to do better, yes. As individuals, black people need to challenge themselves and do better. White people need to challenge themselves and do better. But this book explains personal choice did not get black people on a whole into these poor, rundown neighborhoods. Well, his argument is if personal choice didn't get us here, personal choice cannot undo long historical periods where governmental policies kept black people from having the same advantages and opportunities for advancement that some white people had. Because this book also addresses the opportunities that were denied to black people that ended up with them having jobs that earned lower wages. As much as I'll say that this book should be required reading, and I really mean it. I read a lot of books that I like, but I think this one's important. For us to truly be a better country, a better city, and provide equal opportunities for all people, we have to understand how we got here. This is one of the books that will help you understand whether you agree with everything he says in it or not. The Color of Law, required reading.